Okay, y'all, I'm going to share with you my at-home dermaplaning service that I do to myself. This is also a service that I do for clients in the salon, and a lot of them have chosen to do it at home, but that's why I wanted to do this video. The thing is, you need to find yourself a safe blade. So at the salon, I use actually a surgical scalpel with a tens blade, and that requires just a little bit more precision. Don't recommend you doing that at home, but they do have some amazing off the market safe blades. If you want more information about the one I have landed on after doing it for a while at home, just comment below. I'll send you what I personally choose to use for myself at home. So I used a gel base cleanser, and the only thing I have on my face right now is mascara and a little brow gel, just because it makes me feel more awake and alive for a video where you're seeing my skin in its natural condition. The next thing I do is I prep a mirror. So I have kind of like my own custom setup. If you have one of those mirrors that has a magnification and then a regular, that's what I recommend. Is I like to take a good look at the skin and hair that's on my face. And so I notice that I have a little bit of dry and flakiness. Of course, I have that fabulous hormonal dark hair growing in around my lip and chin area. So that's if you see dark hairs or long hairs that grow overnight in this area or this area, it's just hormonal. They don't increase because you dermaplane. They increase because your hormone levels are changing. The other thing I noticed too is I've got natural broken capillaries on my cheek area. And this happens to a lot of clients with very fair skin as they go through hormonal changes in the lead up to menopause. There's really not much you can do for that other than going and getting like a laser treatment to zap those capillaries so that the blood's removed. I do love that with dermaplaning, I'm going to get a manual exfoliation, a pretty intensive one, and it's going to remove all that vellus hair. So that's going to be that fine, colorless, soft hair that grows all over your face. And sometimes you'll notice it maybe when you're in the sun and you can kind of see this peach fuzz, which also gets a little bit more intensive due to hormones. So I'm ready to dermaplane. I personally, when I'm doing it at home, I personally like to start from the bottom up just because I have very little vellus hair on my forehead. And so I want to be sure that my blade is sharp for the areas I most care about that soft hair being shown. And for me, it is this area right here and then the lip. So I like to start down low. So you're going to take your blade. I love to add a little stretch to my skin, and you're going to take that blade at a 45-degree angle and you're just going to scrape up. Little strokes back and forth, and you're going to start to see, you probably can't see that in the camera. Oh, you can. You're going to start to see what I like to call the fur flying. I also recommend you get like a cotton round to keep that blade clean, because you want it to be as sharp as possible. So after you move through a heavy dry skin area or hair area, just wipe it off. I personally like to go from the bottom up. This is just a preference. And most importantly, I like to keep that skin really taut. You want to have clean hands as well, because you're opening up the pores and follicles on your face, and you want to avoid any kind of bacteria getting in there and causing little bumps. I call them dermablade bumps. Now, the crack of my chin, I tend to get a lot of sebaceous skin buildup here, so that'll help with texture. And you methodically just kind of work around the face. I'm going to miss spots. You know, I'm not in a salon getting this done. I wish you could see that. I'll try to zoom in when I do my editing, but there are just little fuzzy pillows of hair coming off. And you're going to see me kind of rearrange. You need to figure out how best to not hurt yourself, right? Whatever works for how your hand twists. Another place you get a lot of buildup on your skin is in the cracks of your nose. One thing that's kind of nice about the blades I use is it does come with this area that's meant for like easier areas of your face to dermaplane, like your cheeks and your jaw and your chin and your forehead. And then it has more of a petite blade, which is really good for these small areas, especially when you're a beginner and you're new to dermaplaning. I do have this little spot on my nose I'm kind of watching. It's either about to be a milia, a calcium buildup, bump. It's not got any color to it, but I encourage you to really, pay attention to your face. Skin cancer is such a thing. You want to really pay attention to like changing bumps on your face. If you have any questions about a spot, just go see a dermatologist and have them do a quick scan of your body. That was a big, huge hairball. Oh my goodness. One thing I love most about dermaplaning, get the hair off. Now, some clients do like to trim up their brows with their dermaplane blade. I don't, because I have that wax pot at the salon. That's personal choice, but I prefer to wax. For me, it's a little bit more accurate. I won't like go, whoops. Happens more than you know. And look at that. Ugh. Maybe my forehead is furry. Okay, now I've done one simple pass. So I'm going to take a little break and I'm going to actually use my magnification mirror and I'm going to look at the areas where I have missed. So I'll be back. Okay, so I noticed that I had completely missed these areas of my lips that tend to get very hairy. So I went back and did that, and I personally choose to do a second pass. Now, if you're new to dermaplaning, I would start with just one, right? Because on that first pass, you're removing hair, you're getting flaky dead skin off. However, as you get more used to dermaplaning and your skin gets more used to dermaplaning, I encourage you to add that second pass. as you can see, I have no nicks. I have no tears. Nothing's bleeding. If you do get little nicks and tears when you first start, that's really kind of normal. I will not reuse this blade. I only use the blade once every dermaplane. And then afterwards, I really like to just baby my skin. Okay, so I'm not going to be putting foundation on. There's a couple products I love to use to baby the skin. If you find that you have a lot of dead skin and it's still kind of sitting on the top of your face, I would recommend you go in and just with some cool water, room temperature water, just kind of do a rinse, not with a wash rag because you've already exfoliated. So just a quick rinse and then pat dry. And then you're going to want to protect your skin. Anytime you do healthy damage to your skin, you want to give your skin some, like a treat. I like to give my skin after a dermaplane is a Mary Kay product called Calm and Restore Facial Milk. And this is a product we use with clients who are starting to use retinol for the first time, which is a chemical exfoliant. And so you can imagine that this is going to be a great aftercare product for a physical exfoliant. It's very lightweight, no fragrance. So I like to just put that in. And, you know, you can see that I've got some redness to my face. So I've definitely made it a little agitated. But that's what you want to do to rebuild that collagen. So your skin is going to go into repair mode. This service is really best done right before going to bed because your skin does most of its renewal overnight. But sometimes you just have to get it done when you can get it done. So I have applied this Calm and Restore Facial Milk all over my face. And then I'm actually, because it's winter, going to follow up with a mask called, Moisture Renewing Gel Mask. I just call it gel mask. And I'm going to put this all over my face before I run out to get groceries because it's clear, it dries clear. No one will know I have it on. And it's just going to be a nice occlusive barrier, we like to call them, from wind and dust, and just kind of seal those follicles and those pores that I've opened up from getting any contaminants and while holding in my face's natural moisture. And so I like to use a liberal amount and just be sure you cover all the areas you dermaplaned. And then I'll just add some lip gloss and some sunglasses before going to the store. And I am done. I guess one thing I should show y'all, if you can see this, see if you can see the fur on my t-shirt. I don't think you can. If you use something black, even if it's like a black piece of paper or a black something, look at the dead hair and skin that was just, now granted there is one cat hair there. That is not mine. Look at all that dead hair, dead skin and hair that was caught just from falling into the tray. And granted, if you saw my t-shirt, which is black, it kind of goes, I mean, there's foliage. You would be absolutely surprised at the amount of gunk your body is unable to get rid of on its own as you start to age. And so this is dermaplaning. It is an advanced at-home exfoliation process, but so rewarding. I will lay off retinol for a couple days. I won't do any kind of chemical exfoliation for a couple days, but after a couple days have gone by, I will then again go back to chemical exfoliation. This just kind of gives a change to routine a little bit, definitely a lot less hair. My foundation will go on much smoother. So just wanted to share, if you're interested in doing this at home, just to elevate your at-home skincare routine, here's some practical tips. If you have questions, of course, comment below. And as always, please like and subscribe my channel.